impossível soltar as mãos da carteira. 1, 2, 3, acordou. Tenta tirar a mão da carteira. Tenta tirar a mão da carteira. Tenta tirar a mão. Usa a outra para tentar puxar. Vai. Grudou a mão também. Impossível de soltar a outra mão. Vai. Vamos, força. Faz força. Vai, tenta. No 3 eu vou estralar os dedos e vai soltar. 1, 2, 3, soltou.
Weird medical facts. Dirty hair can improve air quality. That's because the oil from your scalp absorbs air pollutants. You have way more than 5 senses. In addition to sight, smell, sound, touch, and taste, you have proprioception, your sense of space, thermoception, sense of temperature, nociception, sense of pain, temporal perception, sense of time, and equilibrioception, sense of balance. Here are some crazy things that happen to the human body in space. You're gonna lose your fingernails. This is called fingernail delamination. The bulky gloves of your spacesuit cut off circulation, and the pressure on your fingertips causes you to lose your fingernails. You stop snoring. Because of the lack of gravity on your respiratory system, you're less likely to have breathing problems. With little gravity to affect your tongue, you won't experience any blockage of the mouth that causes snoring back on Earth. You get moon face. Because of the loss of gravity, there's a redistribution of fluids from the legs to the upper body. This results in a puffy face because of facial swelling. On Earth, on the moon.
4 crazy ocean animal adaptations. Number 1, the fangtooth has swords for teeth, and every sword needs a sheath. Basically, these teeth are way too big for this fish to actually close its mouth normally, so instead, it has developed specialized pockets where its teeth will slide all the way up into its face for his mouth to close. Number 2, sea squirts commit auto-cannibalism. Basically, what that means is these guys start off as a specialized larva that kind of looks like a tadpole, but when they grow up, they settle down on the ocean floor, so what they do is they actually eat their brains, sensory organs, and large parts of their spine. Number 3, diving whales have the ability to control their blood flow and oxygen flow. Basically, these guys, when they dive, need to hold their breaths for a long period of time so they can actually direct their oxygenated blood to only go to certain areas of their body, such as their brain and heart and lungs, while other places don't get as much oxygen. 4, moray eels have a second set of teeth, and they are just as horrifying as the first. Basically, moray eels have a second set of jaws in their throat called pharyngeal jaws, and when they open their mouth, they come directly out at you, which is literally terrifying.
Ada kamu semua, kamu tahu tak sebenarnya pokok padi ni tak perlukan air yang banyak tu pun. Tapi kenapa dia ditanam kat air yang banyak? Sebab pokok padi dia boleh survive dalam air walaupun akar dia tertanam. Tapi rumput-rumput banyaknya tak boleh. So dia terasing lah antara rumput, tak perlulah dia bersaing. Kenapa diorang boleh hidup dalam air tapi rumput tak boleh? Sebab bila dia orang duduk dalam air, diorang ni ada satu channel khas, satu laluan khas untuk bawakan oksigen pergi ke akar supaya akar tu boleh gunakan tenaga dan dia tak mati. That is why kita tanam dia dalam air, supaya kita tak payah nak bagi dia bersaing dengan pokok-pokok rumpat. This is the Sabah Padi. And this is not green screen for today.
Hey, take a look at this blue centipede molting. This specimen is in the genus Scolopendra and it's a juvenile of the species, so it has a good deal of growing to do. It's only about 3 inches or so in this video here. Molting is one of my favorite processes to watch in any invertebrate, and centipedes are no exception. You can see how soft and vulnerable the centipede is right after molting. This stage is called the teneral stage, where they have to rest and allow their exoskeletons to harden or sclerotize. Now it'll drink some water and rest for a few days. Stay tuned.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know?
I don't think school ever taught us anything. How many sex ed conversations I had in school and not one told me this.
Let me tell you how the sex ed system failed me as a woman. This isn't some angry feminist rant, I think this is quite fun. So for context, I don't speak to my biological mum. It'll be 13 years this year, but it started a few years before that. So when I was about 13-ish. And because of that, I learned about being a woman through sex ed at school, because as much as I love my dad, the man knew, fuck all. I start getting to the age where I'm like, exploring myself, and I come across a lump. And I don't want to tell my dad I found a lump in my because I was having a fiddle with myself, so I do nothing about it. And I know it's a lump because it doesn't go away, and when I start dating and having boyfriends, they can feel it too. I even had one guy do this to it. I think he thought it was turning me on, and it just hurt. A few years later, once I eventually move out, I call up my doctor and explain that I can feel a lump, and they get me in to get checked out. It was my cervix.
Eso que están haciendo ellos es justamente lo que no se debe de hacer cuando te encuentras a un mamífero marino varado en una playa. Recuerden que cuando uno se encuentra uno de estos ejemplares varados, lo primero que se tiene que hacer es llamar a las autoridades para que realicen el manejo adecuado y lleven a cabo las acciones pertinentes para este ejemplar. No lo deben de tocar, ya que es un foco de infecciones para el ser humano. No deben primero de grabar un TikTok o grabar un video o tomarse fotos. Así que ya lo saben, llamen a las autoridades para que activen el protocolo de varamiento para mamíferos marinos.
It started with the hay, lost a creaking, well it just started in the hay. With his long johns on, pop went a creeping onto the bottom to the hay.